Welcome to InfoHub. In our headlines, flooding assessment underway in Canal Number 1, government agencies assisting in relief efforts. Oil production to start by March of 2020. Gaisuco graduates first batch of reskilled employees, and anti-doping representative effectively carrying out duties. Stay tuned for the details of these and more. Daddy! And now for the details. Seneca Thorne tells us that several agencies are assisting with flood relief efforts in Canal Number 1 on the west bank of Demerara.
CDC's Director General Acting, Major Kester Craig, explained that the situation is being closely monitored. He said that the Commission is currently mobilizing sanitation supplies to be distributed.
With force work in the most affected area, which is way down to the back of Canal where we just visited, to ensure that there is sanitation, things such as bleach, GS fluid, when they start to clean up, soap powder, etc. So basically, we will monitor it all the time and continue to give our support to this area.
At the moment, the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, NDIA, the Neighborhood Democratic Council, the Canal Spolder Water Users Association are working in collaboration with Geico Construction to clear and desilt drains and canals to ensure the water recedes in the shortest possible time.
We have 21 labor force within the channel itself cleaning, doing manual cleaning. Also, we employed 2 tractors to deal with the mechanical pulling, because at this time when the water level is high, we have to put the tractor either side of the channel and drag a heavy piece of metal or a heavy piece of concrete with the wire rope that's able to cut the mass, because the areas where the labor force is difficult to show, that tractor, that mechanism could be able to deal with it.
NDC Chairman Dan Raj Bipat explained that due to the interventions, the water is receding, albeit slowly.
We have seen little improvement, but major because of the overnight rain. So every night we go to bed, you come up the next morning, this thing, and we living further down. So we got to clear up front before the back get released, because the entire area has to be released village by village.
Currently, all 3 sluices are fully functioning, along with 2 additional pumps that are discharging water into the Demerara River. Reporting from Canal Number 1, I am Seneca Thorne for InfoHub.
Oil production to start by the first quarter of 2020, according to Exxon. Alexis Rodney has the details.
Country manager of ExxonMobil, Rod Henson, disclosed that the company projects it will begin oil production from its Liza field in early 2020.
We're estimating around March of 2020 right now is when production would start, and it'll be somewhere between 100,000 and 120,000 barrels a day. That's our estimate. We continue to try to accelerate on that. I'll tell you though, try to do it as quickly as we safely can.
Henson said that the oil production will represent only a fraction of the Liza field.
Liza 1 was the discovery well, and since then we've drilled Liza 2, Liza 3, and Liza 4, which helped us appraise and understand the size of the accumulation, the size of the field. So then phase 1, we will drill, it's going to include 17 wells actually, and it will help develop part, not all, but part of the Liza field.
ExxonMobil earlier today hosted a media briefing at the Guyana Marriott Hotel to discuss the contents of the Stabroek Petroleum Agreement entered into with the government of Guyana on June 27, 2016. This briefing followed the release of the contract to the public by the government earlier today at the Ministry of the Presidency, in keeping with its earlier promise. Alexis Rodney for InfoHub.
Amidst challenges, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure has recorded an outstanding performance for the year 2017. More from Renetta Lafleur.
The ministry was allocated the sum of $42.3 billion in the 2017 national budget and expended some 73% of that amount. Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson said the ministry's 2017 work program's success was as a result of teamwork.
2017 was truly a team effort. From the engineers at WSG to lines persons at GPL, the captains of the boats and transport and harbors, and the pilots and MARAD, the admin staff of the ministry, the customer service reps at CGIA.
The minister highlighted that one of the main challenges the ministry faced during 2017 was understaffing.
While the staff that are with the ministry continues to give human service and work beyond, way beyond, as I can say, the call of their mandate, we are still, and I think this is a reflection of the entire public service, we are still understaffed. We still have a lot of capacity and growth areas for to be filled. Coupled with that, we are competing with a very active and resurgent private sector.
Another major challenge highlighted was the capacity of contracting services. Minister Patterson said though 2017 was better than 2016, there are still few skilled contractors in the system. Nevertheless, Minister Patterson said the demands for the services of the ministry will increase and there is more hard work yet to be done in 2018. Renetta LaFleur for InfoHub.
Delicia Haynes tells us that December 2018 is the new deadline for completion of CJIA's expansion.
Cheddi Jagan International Airport's Chief Executive Officer Ramesh Gir has confirmed that the expansion of the CJIA is projected to be completed as at December 2018. He explained that all new aspects of the project are essentially scheduled for mid-year completion. However, renovations and rehabilitation of the existing areas will bring the project to the 2018 year-end close.
The taxiways and apron will all be completed by March. The new arrival terminal, June of 2018. Of course, the boarding bridge will be finished just before that. And the existing terminal building is going to go until December 2018.
Gir explained that the northeastern extension of the runway will be completed by July 2018, while the 690-meter southwestern pavement extension will be extended to December 2018. He also gave details as to the financing of the project.
So you know by now the contract with China Harbour is $138 million. The project itself, $150 million. In terms of the project financing payment to date, $111 million US was paid out. 6.4 million is Government of Guyana payment or the local payment, and 105 million for Exim Bank, and that really accounts for 81% of the financing for the project.
Upon completion of the project, it is expected that persons using the CJIA will experience a smooth flow in the delivery of service, whether during departure from or arrival into Guyana. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
Ghana's ambassador to Brazil, George Talbot, says Ghana should look more closely to increasing its trade with Brazil, as both countries have very much to offer. Details in this story.
Speaking with InfoHub recently in Brazil, Ambassador Talbot said Ghana provides an opportunity for the northern part of the Portuguese-speaking nation to realize its potential for imports and exports.
I think it's very important that we look more closely at the potential for trade with Brazil, given the size of the market and the range of enterprise and productive activity which is immediately on our doorstep.
He noted bilateral trade is growing at a moderate pace between the two countries. However, accounting on Ghana's export and import to its neighbor reflects a small percentage of total trade.
In Guyana's case, we export less than 1.5% of our exports to Brazil, and we import not much more from Brazil in terms of a percentage of the total trade.
Ambassador Talbot pointed out that the issue of infrastructure linking the two countries is a priority. Between the two countries, there have been many high-level meetings elevating what he described as the tone of the relationship and which have contributed to substantive movements on the areas of focus.
40 employees of the Ghana Sugar Corporation, GAISUCO, graduated from a 5-day training course in catering and sewing on December 22. Here are the details.
The training conducted by the Reinveld Life Improvement Center targeted redundant employees of the Enmore Sugar Estate. It provided them with skills needed for alternative employment following their redundancy at the end of December 2017. Edmore's estate manager, Corbett Victorine, said the training provided is a promise made by the sugar company to empower its employees as Gaisuco restructures.
I believe, and strongly so, that this is a start. I know that it's a great start because the talent that was exposed over the past 5 days does indicate that you have creativity. You have a sense of where you want to go, and that entrepreneurial spirit seems to reside in this group.
According to Victorine, the training program is a pilot effort and will continue until every interested employee has benefited from the venture.
We have now firmly grounded the Rumvelt Life Improvement Center, and we also have the Small Business Bureau. What more sound support could one have asked for at a time when we believe that there is trouble on our doorstep? I do not see it as trouble, and I'm certain now that you do not. You now, I'm certain, see this as opportunities ahead.
By 2020, Gaisuco aims to keep sugar production at 3 factories, Albion and Blairmont in Berbice and Iflock on the west coast of Demerara. The corporation sees itself as being able to produce 150,000 tons of sugar annually in the next 3 years from these estates that will remain operational. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
The Ministry of Social Cohesion, through the National Sports Commission today, donated a quantity of boxing gear to the Guyana Prison Service to benefit inmates of the prison's Republican Boxing Gym. Crystal Stull tells us more.
Minister of Social Cohesion with responsibility of culture, youth and sports, Dr. George Norton, said the donation will benefit sportsmen in the prison system, specifically those into boxing.
We probably have future stars in the system. We have got to use every single individual, every single athlete. We must be able to give them that opportunity to exercise their potential.
Acting Director of Prisons Gladwin Samuels expressed gratitude to the ministry for the donation since the prison gym lost all its gears in the Camp Street fire in July. He noted because of boxing, several prisoners were able to make their way out of the system.
The reality of it is boxing has contributed to changing the discipline of many of the persons who are in prison. Many of them who were bad, you put them in the ring, and after a period of time, the discipline increased or improved significantly. So this is an area that we will be capitalizing on in 2018.
Director of Sports Christopher Jones commended the prison service for work done and highlighted that one of the inmates was nominated for a sports award in 2016. Among the items donated were boxing gloves, testicle guards, punching bags, upright bike, to name a few. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
Here's our final report. Director of Sport Christopher Jones said that Guyana is on the right track as it relates to anti-doping. Jones said that Guyana has identified an anti-doping representative who has been ensuring that athletes participate in events without the use of illegal enhancement substances. Due to the sensitivity of the work that is being conducted, Jones noted that the identity of the representative cannot be disclosed.
Our representative, I know, when they hosted international or regional activities here in Guyana, that individual would have been engaged, and that individual, along with others, would have conducted tests, random tests on athletes at those events that were hosted in 2017. So as it stands with anti-doping, I can say that Guyana is where it ought to be in terms of having a representative and in terms of paying its subscription fees to both the regional and the international body.
Additionally, it was also disclosed athletes were caught in the act of cheating. However, Jones explained that the names of those athletes cannot be made public at the moment.
Well, I can't disclose that as well. I can't disclose that because even if there was seemingly a violation, the due process and after the due process pronouncement on. So only until after a pronouncement is actually made on penalizing an athlete, then that information will be made public.
The work of the representative and team entails conducting tests on random athletes in any sporting event at any given time to ensure that there is a level playing field. In 2018, the responsibilities of the representative and their team will be expanded. Thanks for watching. Remember to connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.